Alright, it's been ages since I've done a dev diary video, so I've been working away in the background for a few months now. I've gone back starting teaching for the year and stuff, and I was designing a bunch of stuff on paper, so I just haven't been putting that much progress in the game, but I've made a bunch of progress lately, so I think it's worth going over. I've built a system with a mission database, so the idea is you can define missions just with sort of some pretty simple data, and that'll generate missions for you, and you can say, here's mission ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, make tons of missions, but then only have, say, one of them being open to begin with. You do that mission, and the result of that might open some other mission or change some variable in the background, and over time you keep doing missions and they change, depending on which missions you're choosing, which mission types or what particular mission, who it's against, for example. It'll open up other missions, so it's sort of like a Storylets based system where it's not just you can make a linear progression of levels, but it's designed for sort of surfacing different missions or groups of missions based on things you're doing. So mission 1 is reach the flag. It'll make a mission based on that. I can define what the world data is, so here I can say there's between 1 and 1 islands, and it'll use this particular biome type with the conifer trees, the size of the islands, the layouts of the islands, and all sorts of stuff. And when you finish it, you can define some changes it invokes on this sort of database variable system. And so if I finish the first mission, it'll unlock group 2, which has 2 missions in it that are tagged group 2. So we'll jump in and have a look. These are sort of some different missions, so they'll take place in different biomes. There's a different number of islands there, different objectives, all defined just with sort of a bunch of data. So the idea as well there is that I can make the missions fairly quickly and dynamically, but also an end user could make missions potentially using an editor and getting a whole lot of gameplay out of just coming up with ideas and tweaking these data sets. So there's also like a rules database and a variables database that do other things. Let's hit play and have a look. So if we jump in here, we go new game, so we've got, this is populated with any open missions. So we've got 0 gold, we'll hit find the flag. This screen's pretty gross, but it's sort of just a placeholder thing at the moment. Come up with the actual graphic design style at some point. So, as it comes in and builds the level, it also populates this little objectives UI, which you can turn on and off with tab. So reach the flag, and then once all your objectives are complete, leave the mission area. So here we go, we'll jump over to the flag there, which we can see. This reach the flag mission type sort of just a test objective, where it places a flag in a random place on one of the islands. So whether I do something with that or not in the end, I don't know. So you can also toggle off the entire UI if you want. Anyway, let's go have a look. When we reach the flag, it'll play a little sound and tick the box. Ooh, lovely. So now we have to head off, so let's jump on into the water. Ooh, just made it. So we'll sail away, sail away, sail away. We are escaping. Done. So that would be a mission done. Now what that's done is it's one of the change that has run by finishing that mission is change group 1, which is like just a tag, text tag, change group 1 to equal 1, and so one of the rules then runs when it comes back here. If group 1 equals 1 rather than 0, it opens all of group 2, and so I've got 2 missions tagged group 2, steal 200 loot from Lord Yellow and steal 300 loot from the realm of the dwarves. So if we go here, that passes in that chunk of data that I've defined. This should all be covered up with some sort of a nice transition, fade to black, fade back in. So the level's generated. This one's got a few different islands. That last one was just like one island. This one's generated between, I think, 2 and 3 islands, and there's 2 to 3 towers or something. So we've got to try to find some loot. So it took me a fair while of designing this system and trying to keep it as sort of modular and simple as possible, that it would be powerful, but that I could also figure out how to implement it. And I got some advice from some friends, which set me on a better path and got me, by the time I actually went to implement this, it's only taken, I've done it over 3 or 4 days or something. It's a bit tricky at the moment. I'm probably only spending about 1 day a week on it, maybe 2. So progress is a bit slow, but I've been doing some good chunks of progress lately. So hopefully there's a tower here. Oh, here we go. So we'll see if we can find some loot in here. Maybe we'll jump off here. We'll hide our little boat around here. I've also put in some guards that I've acquired. Okay, get off here. Let's look for an appropriate landing place. So I've got a bunch of characters I want to get rigged up and ragdolled ready and stuff, so I can start working on the AI or more. And here we go, we found a place to disembark. Yeah, I've got some characters to get in, and like once this whole system's working and I can line up missions and have these little story rules that let players progress in different ways, I can focus a lot more just on the gameplay, which I've been wanting to do for a long time, but I just haven't had the objective structure and stuff in there. You shouldn't really be able to climb around on the cliffs like this, but at the moment you can. Let's have a look. A bit further to go. So yeah, I want to spend a bit more time working on the level generation algorithms, the different biomes, get these land masses looking a little nicer, a little more organic, and also making more variety of different types of landscapes. Here's a little orc guy. And I'll probably just build a sort of a short test mission sequence of, a bunch of missions just to test out the systems and, have it going through a few different biomes and stuff. But, and I still need to do various things like these guys need, little IK feet and stuff. Alright, let's see if we've got some loot. Here's a guard. Might see if he wants to sleep with the fishes. He'll be okay. He just needs to brush off the dirt and he'll be home for dinner. So I've imported those guys and got them set up with ragdolling. So they're looking okay. Let's grab some loot here. So we got 54 loot, you can see in the bottom right corner there. Need to find some more. Dotted some loot around in most of the rooms. Here we go, so 148, 198. We need another 2 gold. Here we go. Mission objective complete. I'll have a quick look up here. Nah, we'll just leave. We don't need more. Now, where did I put my boat? Around the corner. So you can just jump in the water and swim away. I don't know whether I'll allow that in the end, or whether I think you should probably have to be in the boat. Let's go for a jump. So that's basically it. That objective type works as well. I also want to be able to have a sort of a assassination objective where you have to kill some sort of target. Find the special object sort of objective where you'd be going into a tower or a dungeon and finding, you know, a vault room, or, you know, having it so that it ties in with the mission generator, and when I'm generating the mission, I'm making sure that there's like a room where you go and find the special item. You know, just when it's sitting in the doorway of the tower or something. So that's pretty cool. I'm happy to have this objective system here, and the basic objectives working. That means I've got the sort of the machine all plugged together and the piping there, and to add the other mission types or objective types and checks and things is pretty straightforward. It's a lot easier once I've got the basic system in to plug the rest in. So that's cool. Where did I leave my boat? There it is. So what's next? I sort of feel like I'm at the stage where I can really start to have a build where you can load it up and play through some missions. So it's really like, cool, now I can start working on the AI, working on, you know, the different tools and equipment that the player has, you know, their sword or their bow or whatever they've got. Okay, we made it. Working on the AI more, so make the guards and different creatures more interesting. They're sort of just very basic at the moment. So let's sail away. We are safe. So yeah, there's another mission. There's a rule on that previous mission that makes it close when you finish it. You could have missions that you could actually do multiple times, like more of a generic mission, like you know, clear out the wolves from the islands, and you can, you know, you can go in and actually do it 3 times before it closes or something. It's more like an ongoing job you can get. So there's quite a bit of versatility in the system. I've got my gold saved up there. You know, maybe you can upgrade the boat as you go, or do different things, buy a little loadout of gear or something. But yeah, I'm back in action. Alright, catch you later.